Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Into the Light Divination. Today's video is going to be a very quick, simple reading for you. So if that's something you're interested in, please stay tuned. As always, please remember to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and leave a comment. If you're seeing this, you are one of the few lucky ones. This is a Kofi only reading. So if you are seeing this right now on YouTube, congratulations. If not, then you're watching it on Kofi. I do some of my readings public on YouTube for the time being until I get more subscribers, just so people can kind of get a little bit of a glimpse what's available on Kofi. However, if you are a Kofi member, do not worry. The readings aren't up for very long normally, so that is something for you to know. All right, so we're going to cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space, and then we're going to get into this reading. It's going to be by element. So we'll start with the fire signs and with the water signs, okay? And yeah, please remember that this reading is for entertainment purposes only. It may or may not resonate. Only take what does and leave the rest for another person to claim. And you can also check other elements of your birth chart if you are interested, all right? That's totally up to you. Cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space, please. Cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space, please. Cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space. Cleanse my energy and my space. Cleanse my energy and my space. Cleanse the cards, the energy, and the space. Spirit guide, guardian angels, ancestors, I ask for you to join me today in this reading for obviously all the elements, but currently we're going to go with the fire signs. So we're going to start with the horseshoe reading. So fire signs, what is representing the fire signs right now? How are the fire signs feeling? You know, what are they dealing with currently? Okay. What is in the recent past for the fire signs? Okay. What is the other information that maybe they don't know or need to know? Okay. Next, we have what is the current present energy for the fire signs? Okay, next we have what is the challenge the fire signs may be facing? Okay, and then we have what is the possible future for the fire signs? Okay, and then we have what is the possible outcome for the fire signs? Okay, fire signs, let's see what we got for you. Okay, so fire signs, you right now are the magician in reverse. So for many of you, you may be feeling a little bit of illusions. Okay, poor planning, wasted talent. So that's for some of you. Okay, if that relates, this might be a reading for you. If not, I will see you later. Okay. So next you have the past. So your recent past is the 9 of Wands. So some of you may feel a little bit of like standing your ground type of energy in the recent past. Okay. Then we have the other information. So that is the Queen of Wands in reverse. So some of you maybe have standing your ground. However, you may have a little bit of insecurities that you have to deal with or are working on dealing with. Okay. Next, you have the present. So what's in the present? A little bit of a rebellion with the Hierophant in reverse, rebellious type energy. Okay. Then you have what's your challenge, and that is going to be the 6 of Swords in reverse. So many of you are feeling a little bit of stagnant energy right now. And then you have the future, you have the King of Cups. So definitely seeing some kind of innovative, getting like, how do I explain this? Like creative endeavors and innovation, innovative in wisdom, even innovative in trust in yourself and knowing that you can achieve stuff that you maybe didn't think you could before. And then what is your possible outcomes? The Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings, career opportunities, resources, and manifestation. So when you hit here, I believe that you will actually flip your card around and see what it is that you're truly meant to create. Okay. Earth signs, what do we have for you? Earth signs. So what is the earth signs currently in this energy? Okay. What is the earth signs in the recent past? What is the earth signs? Other information here. Okay. Oh, we only want one. Thank you. What is the earth signs present currently? Okay. What is the earth signs challenge that they may be feeling or seeing? Okay. What is the earth signs future? And then finally, what is the earth sign's possible outcome? All right. So, earth signs currently, you have the Knight of Wands as you. Um, so you're kind of being inspired, adventurous, rebellious. That's kind of the energy you're feeling right now. In your recent past, you have the King of Swords. So definitely some kind of mental clarity, honesty, and truth was shown to you. Then you have other information, which is the Emperor in reverse. So I see for many of you may have seen the truth about some type of person or the truth about your own lack of discipline. Okay, whatever resonates in that category. All right. Next, we have the present. So, you and your current energy is the Hierophant. So, definitely like a higher knowing type of energy or understanding of self or a spiritual kind of connection, whatever resonates with you. Okay. Then we have the challenge you may be facing, and that is the Six of Wands. So it's kind of funny because this is a really good card. However, what I'm seeing for many of you, your success, victory, and achievement may actually be a challenge because you may have a lot of not so much haters, but naysayers, if you got what I'm saying. Okay. And then in your future, you have the Page of Pentacles. So I definitely see some kind of goal orientation, ambitious, loyal, manifestation, opportunities, very good for stability wise, is kind of what I'm seeing. I like how your challenge definitely goes into your future, and it's technically just accepting that not everybody is going to agree with you. If you're doing social media content of some type, I do see that people obviously won't agree with you, but that's okay. You're making your coin, so don't worry about it. Finally, your possible outcome is the Page of Cups. Creative opportunities, dreamer, freshness, bright future, possibility, idealism. This is honestly a fantastic reading for you, Earth signs. Congratulations. I love this for you. Okay. Air signs. What do we have for you? Air signs. What do we have for the air signs, please? What is the air signs like? What are they doing? What is their energy standing in their power? What is the air signs card, please? What is the card to represent our air sign, sorry, friends? Okay. And then what is their recent past? Okay. What is their other information, maybe not known? All right. What is the current present, possibly? All right. What is the challenge the air signs may be facing? What is the future for the air signs? And then what is the possible outcome for the air signs? Okay. So, air signs, what we have for you is we have the King of Wands in reverse. So many of you may be dealing with a little bit of problems with business, broken promises, disrespect. Okay, so some of you may be dealing with a lot of stability type issues, or maybe your passion projects aren't exactly taking the lead that you wanted them to take. So I do see a little bit of hesitancy there, a little bit of instability. Okay. Your past says Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So definitely self sufficient, independent, material security. Some of you, not all of you, some of you may have been working on that, right? Like work versus passion kind of scenario. Okay, next we have other information, the Chariot, ambition, direction, willpower, self discipline. So, for many of you, I see the need to really keep going and have that self discipline, to maybe make some kind of schedule, whether it's a loosely based schedule or whatever. I do see some of you maybe needing to set an alarm to wake up earlier. Okay. Present, you have the Strength card in reverse. So, some of you may have a little bit of self doubt, disbelief, low energy. Um, Maybe even a little bit of lack of confidence, thinking that this could be successful because maybe you worked a lot on something, but you're not really seeing the traction you want to see. Okay. Um, then you have what your challenge is. So you have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So some of you are having unrealistic goals. Okay. Obviously, a lack of progress and short term focus. Maybe you may need to think about the bigger picture, the long term process, and kind of change things up for yourself. Okay. Next you have the future. So you do have the Hermit in reverse. So some of you may be isolation just so that you can kind of figure out what it is you really need to do here. And then you have the Seven of Swords in reverse for your possible outcome. So obviously taking responsibility and changing what you need to change, maybe communicating with others and all that kind of good stuff. Okay. So next we have the water signs. What is it for the water signs here? Okay, water signs. Starting with what card represents the water signs, what card represents the water signs here, what card represents the water signs, what they need to know, what they need to see, what they need to hear, what kind of information do we have for our water sign friends? Okay, then we have what is the past, recent past for them, what is the other information for them, okay, what is the present possibly for them right now, what is the challenge they may be facing, what is the future they may have, okay, and then what is the possible outcome for the water signs here. Okay, so water signs, what we have for you here is the Page of Pentacles. So some of you may be a little bit in creative blocks right now, broken dreams, a little bit of immaturity type of energy, or some of you may be feeling a little bit emotional right now, okay? Next, you have your recent past. So you have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So workaholic, stubbornness, right? Pessimistic, broken promises, a little bit impatient even for some of you. Um, Other information, you have the Nine of Pentacles. So you do have abundance that is on the horizon, or it could be if you really just work towards it, is kind of what I'm getting for you. Next, you have the present. So you have the King of Pentacles, which is stability, abundance, a solid investment, right? Discipline, that kind of information. And then you have what is your challenge? You have the Emperor in reverse. So for some of you, have a lack of discipline, okay? Maybe you're a little bit stubborn or rigid, right? Or you just have to dominate everything that you do, which is that perfection type of energy, which isn't always a good thing, okay? There's a difference between being like persistent, right? But perfection does mean that you will not put out something unless it's a certain type of way. And I understand for certain things, maybe yes, if you're in work or whatever. But if you're trying to get something going, you may have to just release it. Okay. I saw a blog. They just showed me a blog for somebody. Um, and that is literally saying you are being way too picky right now, and releasing it is only going to be the way to actually see if it works, right? So, next you have the future, and that is the Knight of Cups in reverse. So, I do see a little bit of disappointment in your future, especially if you don't take the steps to kind of get over that perfective type of energy, okay? And then you have possible outcome, the Devil in reverse. So I do see you overcoming that kind of negative energy, regaining control, and all that kind of stuff, and freedom, right? It's really you getting past your own self is kind of what I'm seeing for you, water signs, okay? So what do we have next here? We have collective energy. So for the collective energy, where does the collective energy stand right now? What is it for the collective energy? What do they need to know? What do they need to see? What do they need to hear? What is it for the collective energy that they need to know here, please? Collective energy. So, what is the recent past for the collective energy, please? What is the recent past? Recent past, please. Okay, what is the other information? What is the present for the collective energy? Okay, what is the challenge the collective may be facing? What is the future possibly for the collective? And finally, what is the possible outcome for the collective? Okay. So collective, let's get into this. Collective energy is the Seven of Wands in reverse. Excuse me. So many of you may be feeling exhausted. Oh my goodness. Okay. What's in the recent past? The world celebration, sense of belonging, harmony. Okay. Many of you may be feeling like you belong somewhere, but you're a little bit exhausted. Okay. Then you have the other information. You have the Five of Wands in reverse. So needing to compromise, resolving disputes, or cooperation. Okay. Um, then I see for the present information, you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So many of you may be dealing with setbacks right now. Okay. Then you have what's your challenge, the Devil. So discontentment, limitations, materialism, excess, right? addictions, powerlessness. Some of you may have like a shopping addiction, doesn't have to be the normal addictions, could be shopping or gambling or whatever, gaming even for some of you, who knows. Whatever resonates for you in that department of a negative. It could even be a negative way of treating yourself. If you know what I mean, like mental health or whatever, right? Treating yourself like shit pretty much. Okay. What is your future? You have the excuse me, the Four of Swords in reverse. So many of you could be experiencing burnout. Okay. And then what is your possible outcome? You do have the Four of Wands. So I do like how you do have the celebration, enjoyment, community. So I do see kind of after this, you kind of go here, but I think you got to acknowledge this, because that not acknowledging that could lead to severe burnout, and it's going to take longer to get to there. Okay. So if that resonated, great. If not, please throw it away. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I appreciate you as always. I hope you have a lovely, wonderful, fantastic day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.